Hey guys, we're back. This time we're going to be doing an unboxing of Twilight Imperium 4th edition. Finally got my own copy of this. A friend of mine bought it for me. Awesome guy who plays games I hear a lot. And got to add it to my collection. But I figured we would go through as we open it up and show you everything that's in here. I have taken the shrink wrap off because it's just a pain to do on camera. But we're going to get in here and take a look at this just beast of a game. I will say the box is actually a little bit smaller than 3rd edition, at least lengthwise. I think they shortened it down, but they made it taller. So it's a little bit more in line with games these days. It's like the same size as, what do I got? Mechs versus Minion or Madara. A little bit smaller than Gloomhaven, I think. Which is still a massive box, though. But on here on the top, we've got the lore compendium. Got a bunch of background stories and artwork. Pretty cool stuff. I'm going to read through all of these just to refresh myself on it. We have a learn to play guide. This is like a basic tutorial. Explains what everything is there. And goes through. And then I think they limit on what you can choose and how it goes. But we'll probably be using this for the first time as I teach some of the new guys. I've only played once, so it's still a newer game to me. But absolutely love the whole concept of this game and can't wait to share it. So got a couple guys interested in trying, so we'll definitely be going through that learn to play. And then there's the full rules reference. And surprisingly not as thick of a book as you would think for what it is. Only 31 pages, and the last 2 are just a index. So lots of cool resources in there. There's also a lot of stuff online to look up rules. All sorts of ways to learn everything. And we have our faction player boards. And one of the cool things about 4th edition here is that they kept all of the ones from the expansions in 3rd edition. So when you go into 4th edition, they didn't want someone to be locked with their favorite race being stuck in an expansion that's not out yet. So they have all of the races from the previous 3rd edition and all the expansions in here, which means you get just a massive stack of these. And they have all their stats for the game on one side and then their background story on the other. So put through those real quick. Love the artwork as well. Love these guys. They're one of my favorites. Space turtles. Space kitties. Good old humans. And that is it for the player boards. Ton of those. I don't know how many exactly are in the base set here, but I know there's more in the expansion as well. Then we go on to our punch boards. There's a whole stack of punch boards here. And I gotta grab my knife. And we got those open. Oh, and they punch out really easy, because just picking it up, I punched a couple out here. So we're going to have to be careful with this, or we're going to make a mess. This has our strategy cards, our commodity tokens, the score tracker, speaker token, and a proof of purchase. Didn't know that was a thing. On to our next one, we've got more fighter tokens. The Ceres wormhole there. And a couple of planet tokens. A bunch of command tokens. More planets. Some more systems. I forget what these ones are called. They're the faction tokens. Then we got some dual planet systems. Planet wormhole, more dual planets. A lot of the same looking things here. There's some of our single planets. Oops, punched one out. Got Mecatol Rex. Try a triple planet system there. All the various planets out there to build your universe or galaxy, whatever you want to call it. That's a lot of tokens. It's going to take a while to punch all that out. Next thing we have here are the quick reference things that go into the command consoles. Get them out of here. And these actually slot behind the player boards. And they have your tactical, this is where your command tokens go, your trade goods. And then they have like a quick reference sheet on here. And all of the different, I think there's 6 faction colors. So they're matching the faction colors. Then we have our models. I'll probably open up one of the lighter colored sets here so you can see. That might be too light. Maybe I'll go with the red. But you have 6 matching factions. There's a whole ton of ships in there. I don't know the exact amounts here. But we have our orbital cannons. There's a couple of those in there. We have our ground forces flags. We have the space docks. There's the fighters. The destroyers. Carriers. Cruisers. Dreadnoughts. Flagship. Kind of reminds me of an ancient cruiser from Stargate. And then finally the War Sun, which are the huge stations. And you get a whole pile of those of each. I'm not sure the exact amounts. I know it says in one of the books, but that is a ton of figures. Back to our tray here. I like they did quite a bit of organizing here. You've got an extra slot even, probably for in case you sleeve. You have slots in the bottom of all these for the different cards. The factions will fit in each of those. And these extra slots on the ends for baggies of tokens. Probably going to redo this and have a better 3D printed insert made, just because it'll also be able to support the expansion. We have a bag of D10. Just some standard D10s. Nothing super special about them. Decent weight to them though. Might replace those with some colored ones to match the different factions. Just because. I plan on deluxifying a lot of this. I already want to build custom flagships for each of the factions. And this is actually a cool thank you note from the buddy that picked this up for me. Covering his name there, because I don't know if he wants that known, but I thought it was an awesome idea. An awesome gift to receive. Because I've been wanting a copy of this for myself for a long time, and he made it possible. So into these, we've got some card decks. This first one looks like some tech upgrades. These, I think, are standard American mini size, maybe. I'm going to have to see, because I'm definitely, for what this game is and how often it's going to be played, it kind of seems silly, but I am going to sleeve this stuff just because I don't want it to wear. I want this to last pretty much indefinitely. And I'm sure they'll come out with a 5th edition at some point, but I want this one to be around. Got some more cards. These ones look like the planet reference cards. They have a little description about the planet on here, and then their resource and influence values. And there are a ton of these. Next one here looks like more upgrade cards. These look like the faction specific cards here. It's the different upgrades that you can get. I think they probably have the different faction logos on the back. Yeah, see, these are all unit upgrade type cards, I believe. Next set here. And these are going to be the action cards. And there is a ton of different ones of these. Gotta go through and relearn all this stuff. Something else here at the bottom. Oh, there's some objective cards mixed in here too. That's what it is. These ones here are objective cards. Then we get into the action cards. I think these ones are the secret objective cards, I believe. They look like. Running out of room here. Everything's off camera. Have to sort these out a little bit better. They're all mixed together right now. Then we have, these are the promissory notes. Basically your trade agreements. And then finally, we have the agenda cards, some of them. And they're mixed in with, it looks like, more objective cards here. I don't know why they're mixed in like they are. Seems to be like back and forth throughout there, so I'm going to have to separate them out. Yeah. That's just weird the way they're sorted there. So yeah, we'll definitely have to go through and get those all out, but they're combined there. And I think that's it. Nope, there's one more. I lied. One more set of cards here. It looks like more tech cards. Yep, they're just more technology cards. Lots of technology stuff. All this stuff needs to be separated out still, so we're just going to put those in there for now. And I think that's everything. We're going to make sure there's nothing underneath the tray. And that is everything in the box. I will say that this is actually nice and thick and sturdy. It's not that real flimsy stuff you get in a lot of inserts. So if you're just going to play this occasionally and you're only going to break it out once a year or so, and you don't mind having everything separated out specially, this will do more than nicely. Once you get your decks in there, there's nice spots for them to fit. Unsleeved, I don't know how well they're going to fit sleeved. I don't see them fitting in there sleeved again, but we'll have to see. But there's plenty of room to put your factions back in these. Basically separate everything you need for a specific faction into one of these holes. Put the ships that go with them on top. All the system tiles in here. All the tokens in these on the end. And you should have plenty of extra room in here, I believe. I'm not sure where everything's supposed to go. I'll throw dice in there probably. And get everything put back in there though. I'm gonna get all these tokens punched out. It is worth noting they do not come, well, they come with plastic bags that these ships are in, but that is it. There are no plastic bags for the tokens, so you're gonna have to supply your own for that. But again, there's all of our ships. I'm not gonna take all those out because there's too many and it will make a mess. We have our reference boards over here, all of our tokens, stacks of tokens there, all the player boards, which there's more of, they keep coming. Then you have the reference rules, learn to play, and the lore compendium. And that's everything that comes in Twilight Imperium, 4th edition. I'm going to have a heck of a time sorting out all of these cards, getting them where they need to go, and figuring out how I'm going to store this beast. As I said, it looks like there's plenty of room in there. Getting it all back into the box is going to be an interesting trick. Let's see if I can even do it without bothering to punch out the tokens yet. We can figure out how to put these back. We're going to try these in here. I don't know how well this is on camera. I'm kind of off to the side, but I know this was two different decks here, so we're going to split them up for now. And like I said, I'll get all these sorted out and probably stored away better. And I may do a video on storage for this game because I plan on printing out a nice 3D printed insert for it. For storage, because I knew storage was going to be a problem here, especially once you add in the expansion. So far, this is actually looking halfway decent. Ship models back in these slots. Definitely going to 3D print trays for those. Probably keep all of the stats and cards and that models and everything for each faction together. And that should help with the massive amount of storage that this game needs. Keep it all organized and ready to go. So that should fit in there. And then, I know these were in a bag before, but we're just going to throw them in here for now. So we toss them like so. Our punch board should fit in there as well. I think that is going to do it to get everything back in there. We'll definitely get around to making it a little more organized and playable, especially once I get everything punched out. I'm going to use some Ziploc bags for now, and like I said, we'll get that insert worked on and be ready to go in the future. That's going to wrap it up for our unboxing of Twilight Imperium 4th edition. It's awesome to have this finally in my collection, and I can't wait to get it to our table. Although I am not looking forward to teaching it, as it's a pretty hefty game, but hopefully that how to play guide will come in handy for that and help. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you found it entertaining, and I hope you like taking a look at everything that comes in this massive box. Stay tuned to the channel for more. We'll eventually be doing a review of Twilight Imperium. Obviously, I want to get a few more games in before I talk about that. I already have some of my opinions, but we're also going to be doing some stuff for the Prophecy of Kings expansion and probably showing off the insert when I get that all done. So stay tuned to the channel for that. As always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.